Hello, super cool party people, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Tiffany's Really Tired and She's in the Theater. Yeah, I mean, basically that's my daily life. I feel once more like I'm burning the candle at both ends, and so I know that I need to kind of chill and stop and like slow down for a bit, but also I just have to write all the words, so it is a massive struggle. Today the plan is to do the thing, which is working, and then probably go somewhere to write. I think I also have to go to the grocery store at some point, but we'll see if that works out. It is not amazingly sunny today, but it's not raining, so it's definitely a win. Why is this becoming the Weather Channel every day? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to consume the breakfast drink and then hopefully be conscious enough to do my job. I thumbs up too much. I'm aware of this. But if you didn't vlog it, did you even fold your laundry? It has been so many hours since I picked up the camera at like 8 this morning. It's 6 p.m. now, and work was a longer day than I thought, and then I wrote a bit. I think I got about 1,600 words for the day so far. I'm looking to double that before I go to sleep. But I'm just like, I don't know, there's just a lot of stress going on right now, and I'm not really sure why. I think a lot of it is like I'm getting close to the end of my book, and when you get to the end of your book, you have to do something with it. I think I'm a good writer, and I think I can tell a good story, but that doesn't mean anything if you can't get published. So I think it's part of it is I'm probably within 50,000 words of getting this draft done, and then it goes into the next stage, and then the next stage, which is like looking for representation, and that's really terrifying and exciting, but terrifying. And then what happens? How many rejections are there going to be, and all that stuff. So I think like it's really starting to weigh heavy on my heart and my mind, and it's yeah, it's fun. So I've just been trying to have a bit of a chill day, but it doesn't matter. Whatever I do, it just isn't making a difference. So I think I'm gonna clear this up and then either watch Survivor or try to jump into Illyria and forget the real world. So we'll see what happens, but if today's vlog is short, it's just because creating is hard, and doing things like attempting to become a full-time creator, or at least like a part-time creator that gets paid for what they do, is also very hard. And so yeah, today's just been a struggle. It's been kind of a struggle the last couple days, but today especially, it's just like grinding me to a halt. I just want to like have a 20-minute sigh session where I just like sigh and get everything out, but it's not a very effective use of time. So either Survivor or jumping back in my story now, and hopefully one of those things will do a thing. But the nice thing is I should get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow because I don't work, which is great. That's where we're at. Super downer, I know, but it's reality. It is so reality. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and try to do some self-care today. Okay, so it's been some time now. I watched Survivor. I was really sad because 2 of my favorite people were on the chopping block, but they both survived with a pretty good move, so that's good. Mainly I just want to see somebody mic drop at like the final tribal council, and that's why I'm rooting for him to get to the end, because he's pretending to be like 23 but he's actually 18. So I just think that would be awesome, like massive deception, and I would totally pull it out. But you don't care about that. You come here to find out how many words I've written, right? 178,788 if you were wondering. I feel better. Survivor helped, and I like have been belting Disney songs, and Disney always helps. And I got some very encouraging text messages from my friend Abby. But yeah, she sent me a couple of very encouraging texts, so that's great. That is definitely something to be grateful for, and it really just kind of makes me think of other things that I should be grateful for that I can use to get out of this little like slump that I'm in, because slumps aren't fun, and things to be grateful for are good things. But I need to go like do something with my food here for a minute, so I'll be back. All right, I really like this new tripod. I'm getting a lot better at making it stand up straight, and it's taller than my Manfrotto one that I have, Manfrotto. But it's still not quite tall enough to like this, so anyways, I got something to put it on. So it's a better height. Also, it's cold in here, hence that. Anyway, things to be grateful for. So I've been kind of in my mopey, morose type of day today. I've been reflecting a lot and just kind of thinking about where I am today versus where I was a year ago. Damn it. And apparently this is a little harder to talk about than I thought it would be. Then again, it could just be because of like the mental state I've been in today. This is just like bothering me more than it probably should be. But we can be sad about the past and we can be happy sad about things we're grateful for in the present, I guess. So about this time a year ago, I was working in a retail job as management and I hated it. I hated every minute of it. I would get anxiety the second I got to work. And it was partially because I felt like I was working so hard and it wasn't somewhere that I wanted to work, and I wasn't getting ahead in life. I didn't want to move ahead in the job. And on the side was this writing project and this passion that I've been working on since I was 18. I've been writing pretty consistently since I was 18, and now I'm old. And I think around the time I turned like 20, 22, I said, you know, if you're not published by the time you're 30, give up and get a real job. Which was why I took retail jobs and kind of worked, you know, not the greatest jobs, because it wasn't my plan, it wasn't my future. I wasn't going to work in those jobs forever. I was going to become an author and I was going to do great things with my life. Isn't that always the dream of creative people? So pretty much 12 months ago, I started to, you know, put out feelers like, hey, mom, can you come get me? Can you come help me move back to my hometown? Also, can I come live with you and not pay rent? Obviously, I'm not my mom's. Ended up working out that I could be at my brother and sister-in-law's, which is a little bit better for my allergies and my breathing, but I did that. It all kind of worked out. I put in my notice like the last week of April and said, you know, like May 23rd is gonna be my last day. Here's a month's notice. I'm peacing out. But even leading up to that moment, I had this point where I realized that something had to give. I was working 50 hours a week, so 10-hour shifts every day that I worked. Oftentimes I would get off at 11 at night. I would transit home. I get home at like midnight, 12:30 sometimes. And then you can't get to sleep right away. And if you had to work an early shift the next day, you were dead. If you worked a late shift, at least you got to sleep in for a little bit. Food time. Not quite food time, we have like 5 minutes left. So I'd still have to leave my house like an hour before I had to work. So you're looking at like a 10-hour shift with about an hour of transit on either side. So every day that I worked, I had to commit at least 12 hours to the task at hand. So half of my day was gone to work. If you're supposed to sleep for 8 hours, that puts me at 20 hours, which gives me 4 hours to like feed myself and shower and be social and write. And so there was a lot of not getting 8 hours of sleep, obviously, and a lot of not being social and not doing anything, and especially not writing. In an effort to get myself back on track and encourage myself to write, I ended up taking some online writing classes. I'd never taken any writing courses before. I just wanted to kind of put my toes out there and see what was going on, see if I was any good at it, get some feedback from somebody that wasn't my best friend and wasn't my mom, you know, someone who was objective. And I took 3 online writing classes. I don't know what's going on over there, but it doesn't sound good. In video game writing. Because I figured, you know what, if I can't write for myself, I think it'd be really cool to write video games. I need to check on that. Nothing's on fire, we're fine, just ignore it. It's probably fine. And the 3 courses I did were world building, which I love, it's my favorite thing to do. Visual sequential narrative, which is like kind of seeing how your story progresses visually, so a lot of focus on descriptions and all that. And some other one, I don't remember what it was called. Fantasy fiction maybe? I don't know. It sounds right. Anyway, I did those classes, and to get feedback from somebody that was actually in the field and was a writer himself and worked on video games was amazing and invaluable. Besides the skills that I got, it finally confirmed for me what I thought, what I knew, that I was a good writer, that I had good ideas. And again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just trying to bolster myself right now because it's been a hard day. It's been a hard couple days. So, I mean, the feedback, like I remember one thing that I handed in, it was like the final project at the end. And the feedback on it was, okay, so I've come to the email because I kept this to look at what the instructor said. And he said, this is not working for me today. Okay, I made way too much food, but it's fine. When you have bad days, you're allowed to just eat as much food as you want. This was the first project that I had done. This was the culmination of the entire coursework, basically your project proposal. And so it was something stupid like 43 pages long because it had maps and timelines and information about the population and the culture and blah 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 blah, locations, character bios, which is where I learned how to do what I've done for my stories that I'm writing. But it's probably one of the greatest comments I could have got because it definitely was what I needed at the time when I was floundering and wondering if I should keep going, if I should give up. I was getting old. I needed to know if I was pursuing the right thing. And the comment, I mean, overall it's very positive, but this was the thing that got me. And I'm actually looking, because I forwarded this to one of my friends and I wrote, I'm not going to lie, I almost cried happy tears. And it says, you've created something of the highest quality, one of the absolute best examples of world building I've seen in the program, and easily in the top 5 of game productions. It's not just like schoolwork, not just that, like top of game productions that he's seen, like top 5, like that's amazing. That was so helpful to me in a time when I was floundering and wasn't sure what I was doing. And so all the skills that I gained from it, plus this comment and just the feedback in general over the course, over the entire time, was just priceless. I don't even want to say, I don't know what word to use, but priceless. It was priceless for me. It was exactly what I needed to tell me that, hey, maybe you're doing the right thing. So flash forward, I took 3 courses in total, like I said, developed a lot of skills that I have used currently. You know those books that I carry around all the time? I mean, you know the ones. These guys here, so I couldn't have made these without the skills that I got in these classes. I mean, maybe I could have, but they wouldn't have been nearly as good. So I have all my characters and all my places in here, complete. I'm sure you've maybe seen with like stick-it notes and pictures. I can't show you very well because that would spoil things. And then what I learned in another class, which I think fantasy fiction, was that the one? I don't know. But was to do the exact same thing, but with my plots. So book 1, right here. Book 2 and book 3, they're all broken down into 3 acts. Everything is in them. So good. So positives. You gotta look at the positives, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now I'm gonna eat because I'm feeling better and feeling hungry. We're feeling a lot better. We are fed. Now it's time to write. I want to hit 180,000 tonight. It should be very doable. It's only 8:30 and I only have about 1,200 words left to go. And then I'll be within 40,000 of striking distance, and as much as I don't believe that I'll make it to 120,000 words by the end of the month, I could. It's gonna be so long. It's fine, because that's what editing is for. And there's gonna be so much editing, which is the next step after finishing writing the book. Why? Why? But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not feeling as stressed anymore. Just like I said, like going back and looking at your past. A year ago today, I was making steps towards doing this creative life that I want to do, but I wasn't there. I hadn't quite taken the plunge. I think by this point I knew I was going to. I probably had my month notice written up, which was the most terrifying thing to hand in. But now here I am, just short of a month away from an entire year since I left my job. It's a really weird way to say that, but I think you got it. And look what I have to show. I have almost 180,000 words of a novel that I have written that will soon be complete, and then I can say I actually have a novel. I think that's part of the thing today too, is I'm like, I have 180,000 words, but it's like, it's not even a full novel. It's just a bunch of words on paper. We're getting there. That's part of the reason I'm really trying to push to get this done quickly, but not poorly, is to have my edit done or well underway by the time I hit the 1-year anniversary of leaving my job, because I think it would just be such a sweet and amazing capstone to 12 months. Like, I quit my job, I buckled down, I worked hard, and I accomplished something. And I mean, even if I don't get it done, all those same things apply, but it would just also be nice to be like, I accomplished something, look, it's here. Even though it's not like that would happen that fast, but we've come farther than we haven't. And that is what I will leave it at for now, as I delve back into listening to Monster from Frozen for like the next 2 hours while I continue to write. We did it, 180,000 words plus. Ah! 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 So why is that so lackluster? Anyways, very exciting. I am just popping on to celebrate this because it's exciting, because I am actually in a very intense scene right now and I'm not sure how I'm going to work my way out of it. You may have seen that I had to YouTube how to disarm somebody with a handgun. It's important research, guys, important research. Why do I keep tapping my face today? I don't know, it's like some nervous tick. It's very calming. I don't know. Anyway, back to this. Gotta save some lives or something. Shoot some people, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Hello again, everyone. It is much later now. It's actually later than I usually start editing. It is nighttime noon, also known as midnight, well, 5-2. And I think it's about time for me to do that thing where I sleep. But before I go, update, because I filmed the getting to the 180,000, but I'm at 181,649 words, so that is stellar. We are 38,351 away from my goal, which every day that I put up big numbers, like over 4,000, it makes the other days easier. Like, for example, yesterday I think it was like 37,000 words I had to write a day to hit my goal, and now we're probably around 34 and change. So we're getting there. We're getting there. There is a chance that I will make my goal, but there's also a chance that my story will be longer than 220,000 words, but that's fine. I feel like I had a lot of good character development over the last like 10,000 words, so that's good. But before I go, because I think the vlog's going to be a mess to edit, so I don't know what's going to be in and what's going to be out. Basically, today was a culmination of many stressful days that I just kind of like trying to brush to the side, and it was just a hard day for me, just emotionally. I was just very stressed. It was hard to write, and I just needed to take some time, some self-care time, reach out to a friend, and look back at what I can be grateful for, and look back on what I've accomplished even just in the year since I've been focusing more full-time, most full-time as I can, on writing. And then also looking back at like past accolades, I guess would be the word, that I've got about my writing from people within the industry, which makes a huge difference. So we're good. I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. It's not saying tomorrow won't be a rough day again, but we're good now. I feel like 8 million times better now than I did earlier this afternoon, where I was just like, can I just sigh away my problems? Like, can I just have a sigh session? Just sit here for 20 minutes and sigh. So with that, like I said, it's about midnight, which means time to edit. I get to sleep in tomorrow, which is fantastic. But yeah, I'm going to go now. Thank you for coming along today and seeing sometimes how writing actually is. I will see you tomorrow when we do very similar things. Bye. Good night.